Hello and welcome once again to Omkara Pathshala. In Omkara Pathshala, हम धंधे की बात करते हैं. We learn about new businesses, जिसमें we try to understand the business and where the management has come from. उन्होंने क्या किया है इस धंधे को अच्छा बनाने के लिए over the period of years. So today we have a very exciting company with us over here. इनका अभी IPO आ रहा है. Ami Organics Limited. This company is based out of Surat in Gujarat, and has been doing phenomenal over the past few years. So yeah, let's start with this meeting. Welcome Sir Abhishek and Naresh Bhai. Welcome on this session with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tejas.
Thank you, Tejas bhai. Thank you, Omkara Pathshala.
Yeah. Sir, just to start, हम लोग हमेशा, we try to understand business as it is. मतलब, आपने, so, to just start it off, we would like to understand कि आपने कहाँ से शुरुआत की, और कहाँ से अमी ऑर्गेनिक्स शुरू हुआ और फिर आज कहाँ पहुँचा है. अगर आप हमें कुछ थोड़ा बहुत अंडरस्टैंडिंग दे कि आप अपने बारे में, और फिर वहां से फिर हम कंपनी को समझने की कोशिश करेंगे.
If I start myself, I born in a very lower middle class family in Surat, and then I studied up to my 12th in Surat, and then I went to my engineering in chemical engineering in DDIT Nadiad, and I passed out from Nadiad DDIT in 1996 as a chemical engineer. After that, I was selected from the campus itself to the Larsen & Toubro, and I joined Larsen & Toubro as a project engineer. And during my tenure in Larsen & Toubro, I was a part of a team who had built up Asia's largest milk powder plant. And so there I learned how to build up and commission the large-scale facilities and all. And that is a very good experience I got. But as I coming from a small family and basically a farmer family, I want to do my own, and I think that it is right time to go early to go out of the job. And I took a risk and I left the job in Larsen & Toubro, and I joined hand with my childhood friend, Mr. Chetan Wagasia. He himself is a textile engineer. Okay. He's also coming from very low middle class family, and we both has joined the hand. And because I done my chemical engineering and I have a very good hold on the chemistry, we decided to put up a small lab in Surat, which is catering the R&D kind of chemicals developed for the big pharmas or business houses based in Mumbai or in Gujarat, to bring us the opportunity of so many intermediates which we are developing and giving to them to supply to the Europe. So this is our senior intermediate operation started. We were 3 people, myself, Mr. Chetan, and 1 labor. So like this way we started working on our own.
Sir, ये कौन से साल में शुरू किया आपने?
That we started in 1998, and then 4-5 years we run this CNR Intermediate as a small chemical supply company, 1 kilo, 2 kilo, 500 grams kind of small chemicals to the business houses based in Mumbai or in Gujarat.
Okay. Interesting. So you worked with L&T only for 2-3 years, and then you decided.
I worked for L&T only one year, one year, 1 month.
Okay.
And then immediately I left the job and started my this small. 2 to 3 months it took for me to what to do and how to do. I borrow money from Papa and from my savings from L&T, and by this way investing somewhere around 80,000 Indian rupee, and we started CNR Intermediate. And then slowly our name is recognized as a research supply company. Then in 2004, some molecules are which we supplied to these big originators for their clinical trial phase 1, phase 2 is becoming moving to phase 3. So bigger quantity demanded arise from them, and that can not be possible to produce from my small lab. During this period, Mr. Girish Chovatia, who is holding his own company, Ami Drugs, which is giving us a platform to our CNR intermediate to grow our pharma presence in the world. And we use him as a promoting our product to the market. So in 2004, when this demand arise, then we join hand with him. We given a proposal to him that if he can invest along with us, so that we can start build up a large manufacturing. So he put trust on us. He given the seeding fund, and also we equally amount of seeding fund we invested from my side and Chetan. And we put up in 2004 AMI Organics as a partnership firm to produce the large scale production of the intermediate. So this is how our journey started as AMI Organics in 2004.
Okay. So got it. So basically it's one thing which led to the other, and normally that's how it happens, and you start scaling up gradually.
Yeah.
Okay. So from family, anyone else other than you and Chetan who is part of the business?
No, from we are the only two who is a part of the business.
Okay. Any other sister companies that you have which you run separately other than AMI Organics? As a
I
promoter?
don't run any sister concern other than AMI Organics, but I have some investment which is like a seeding investment what we got from Girish Bhai. Similarly, we done some seeding investment for one of Globe Biocare, is a company which is handling the medical waste in Surat. So that is one kind of charity with some economical advantage company which is run by one of our friend, and we given him some seeding fund, so that
Right.
company is the only company which we are running right now in India.
So Naresh Bhai and Chetan Bhai are 10% each partnership holding, having a partnership holding, and they are not an operating partner in this partnership.
Okay. Got it. So, but that is nothing to do with this business. Basically.
No.
So this is as it is. There is nothing else that investors should be worried about. Basically.
No.
Okay, good. That's, we try to always do this one check on the management, just to understand, how good the management is or how good the operations are. Typically, agar management ka, multiple companies hota hai, to becomes a red flag generally for the industry.
Sir, 17 year में एक ही काम किया है, उठे जागे बैठे सोए सब chemical AMI Organics. That's it. 450 molecules we developed in last 17 years, which is one of the biggest achievement I can say, with very good presence in the world market.
Right.
More than 150 customers, which are all well-known customers. It is not that any small customers, but the name of the customer is very big, and I cannot say because it is not allowed to speak this name. Right. But some name I can say like Laura, Cipla, Zydus. These are from India, whereas from abroad like Medicam or Fermion or Wavelength, Organic kind of company, FIS kind of
FIS, Cori, Midas.
Cori from Japan. So these are the company which are already given the allow us to speak the name, but more than 150 customer, 25 countries worldwide. All geographically we are very well situated ourselves. All the 4 continents where the API manufacturing is done, everywhere our presence are there. Even the small API manufacturer in Latin America, in Argentina, they are also our customer. So by this way, our presence worldwide is very strong, and we have a lot of customers. All customers, none of customers has less than 5 products with us. So this shows that how we are recognized for our product in their pipeline.
Sir, before moving forward, एक और last बात हम clear कर लेते हैं कि आप जरा IPO का जरा size बता सकते हैं, कितना बड़ा IPO है, how much are you diluting, how much is your investors diluting, and how much will you hold after the IPO? Just give us a brief understanding of that.
In terms of IPO, we have proposed the 300 crore of primary issue and 6.06 million share offered as a OFS, largely by the initial angel investor just Naresh Bhai talked about. The promoters are largely not selling any shares. Only one promoter, Parulben Vagasha, is selling only 2% of her holding. So this is how promoters are not selling much of any of the stake. In terms of primary issue, out of 300 crore proposed primary issue, we have we had a permission for 100 crore pre-IPO round, and that we exercised as well. We had some very good marquee investor interest for this pre-IPO, and that is being done in month of August. So now the primary issue size reduced to 200 crore, and with the proposed price band, we can expect total size of IPO around 570 crore.
Okay.
On the utilization side, we propose to prepay 140 crore of debt out of those 300 crore proceed, and 90 crore towards working capital requirement of the company, and a balance towards IPO expense and a general corporate purpose.
Got it. So okay, so good. That's very good information for our investors. So now, moving forward, so when you started in 2004, you got some clients, right? But before that, if you can help us understand our investors, what is this whole industry all about? When you talk about intermediaries, when you talk about people talk about APIs, वो जो पूरा फार्मा का वैल्यू चेन है, आप समझा सकते हैं इन ब्रीफ कि वो क्या वैल्यू चेन है, और वो पूरे वैल्यू चेन में आप कहाँ पे हो, आप वो एक जरा हमको जरा समझा सकते हैं?
Okay. See, as I already told you that when we started, we were making key starting raw material for APIs which are in clinical trials. So our major focus is to make the chemicals which are going for pharmaceutical final APIs, and that is where AMI Organics has started developing intermediates. But in initial stage only, we learned that only supplying to clinical trial kind of product will not make us survival. So we have to focus on not only on the new chemical, but also the chemicals which are already launched, and that has to be developed also, so that we can sustain ourselves. So we divided our model in our business in a 4 model. Out of that, before that I explain you model, I will explain you how what is the pharma industry. Pharma industry is that formulation, after that there is API, active API ingredient, and then there is a KSM and starting material are coming. So AMI Organics is falling in KSM and starting material, where we supply this KSM starting material, which can be utilized by API manufacturer to use this chemical to make their API, and that API is go for the final formulation, and that formulation goes for the clinical trial. So this is how the chain is working, and that we are on the bottom of the chain. And from there, we are making up to N-1. So we may be at the bottom, we may be at the mediatory, but we are not at the top. So this is how we are working, AMI Organics is working. And we are always very early identifying our molecule, and we find out when it is in launching phase or just launching. Before that, we identify the molecule. We have developed around 17 therapeutic area, which are very fastest growing therapeutic area, which is having a daily dosage for the patient. And these are the therapeutic area related to the lifestyle mainly, so that it will be always growing. And these therapeutic area, we identify the molecule, we develop the intermediate very early, and then make the dossier, which is used by the API manufacturer to file their drug master file in USA. So that will be very important for any API manufacturer who the suppliers would be capable of doing this kind of documentation. And AMI Organics is very well positioned in India. We are one of the only company in India who produce only pharmaceutical intermediate with very high standard. Apart from this, none of the company in India at this level only producing intermediate. They has to produce API, but we are not producing any API. And not only that, we are not liable for any regulatory requirement of inspection, but AMI Organics quality management system so robust that we got 2 times US FDA inspection triggered, and both the time we got the successful inspection, and we got the EIR, which is you will not find even in API manufacturer in India have this kind of capability. So this is how in 17 years we learn our position ourselves in the market at a level where we are recognized as a brand. AMI Organics is a pharma intermediate manufacturing brand in terms of highest QMS compliance facility. Your voice is mute.
Yes. So basically अगर हम इसको समझें, तो आपका जो बिजनेस ग्रोथ है वो डिपेंड करता है कि फार्मा का ग्रोथ रेट कितना फास्ट है. दैट इज वन. एंड सेकेंड इज दैट कि आपका रॉ मटेरियल आप जो देते हो, द इंटरमीडिएट्स दैट यू मेक, हाउ डू यू कैप्चर दैट मार्केट शेयर, राइट? बिकॉज आपके पहले भी कोई ना कोई तो इंटरमीडिएट बना रहा होगा, लेकिन आप अभी उस मार्केट में आए हो, राइट, इन द लास्ट 17 years. So can you just explain us कि how did you displace competition, or was it more growth which was organic? What drove your entire thesis in the last 17 years?
This is why any
Yeah.
new API coming, this is all depends on who early develop the intermediate. I told you that we develop the intermediate when it is in clinical trial. So
Right.
at that time when there is no competition at all, people even don't think about the intermediate to be make of that API. It is Ami Organics skill and Ami Organics research and market research which give us that okay, this molecule is going to be a very good molecule, this is molecule is in the therapeutic area of this molecule has a potential in going to replace this molecule. So we have a business development department in-house in Ami Organics. It is contributing it is consisting of research and development, marketing team, sourcing team, operation team. So these people are working and looking of the molecule. They divide the molecule in a such a way that each intermediate, which is very potential for this, any upcoming API manufacturer, generic manufacturer, they need to have this intermediate. So they buy from, they plot this inquiry to us, and then we make this intermediate and very early, because you can grab this opportunity only if you have that intermediate is ready. So normally what happened that any intermediate which is just launched, the generic players started working on that intermediate because they has to work 4-5 years before, because they not just only not develop the API technology, but also they has to do for stability, bioequivalency, and then formulation also for from that API, and then that formulation stability and bioequivalency. So it's a long procedure of 6 to 7 years. So that can be only possible if you are entering the initial stage of API development at that time, then only you will be dominating the market of that API. And Ami Organic is holding 80-90% market based on the FNS report because of this strength and capability of Ami Organic. And that is the reason why the competition is not hindering us. In any, also you know very well, because you are studying a lot of business and pharma. Then pharma vendor qualification is always 2 to 3 vendor they have. But even though we are holding 80-90%, though Chinese and local competition is there, we are holding 80-90% because of this strength of Ami Organics. Very early entry in very early development, and then keep the product. In that sense, only we have developed more than 450 products, which are upcoming years it's going to be expired, and that will every year we have 4-5 products is entering in the basket. And from our growth is coming not only from our old product, but also from the new product entering in the basket is also driven our growth.
Right. Sir, just one question here. So 2004 में जब आपने शुरू किया तब आप almost zero थे. Today, how many intermediaries do you make?
We have developed 450 molecules.
Okay. Excellent. Rikin, any questions that you have? If you want to go ahead with some questions.
Sure. So I just wanted to understand, what are our top molecules, like top 5 molecules, and what are our top 5 clients as a percentage of those revenues?
See, in terms of products, top 5 product contributes around 46% of our total revenue. In terms of customer, top 5 customer contributes around 44% of our total revenue. So the top product includes one of the largest antiretroviral product, one of the largest antipsychotic product, one of the biggest anti-Parkinson product, and anticoagulant products. So those are the products we are holding more than 80-90% of the market share for each of those products. And top customer includes two customer includes Europe-based originator with whom we are working not less than 5 products, 5 molecule each for those customer. And domestic customer includes all the top pharma companies located in India. You name any pharma company, biggest company in India, and they are all our clients for those products.
सर, एक क्वेश्चन ये था कि आपके जो क्लाइंट्स हैं वो खुद भी इंटरमीडिएट्स बना सकते हैं बैकवर्ड इंटीग्रेट करके, तो वो आपके पास क्यों आते हैं?
क्योंकि यदि वो खुद बनाएंगे तो वो अपने लिए बनाएंगे ना, और जब हम बनाएंगे तो पूरी दुनिया के लिए बनाएंगे, तो हमारा चिपर रहेगा उनको उनके हिसाब से।
Okay.
दूसरा चीज, आप एपीआई बना के जो फैसिलिटी में जो स्टैंडर्ड के साथ आप एपीआई बनाते हैं वही स्टैंडर्ड के साथ केमिकल नहीं बना सकते, नहीं तो आपको परोड़ेगा नहीं, ओवरहेड कॉस्ट बहुत ज्यादा पड़ेगा। इसलिए उनको, और दूसरा चीज, जब भी आपको रेगुलेशंस आएगा तो एफडीए फिर आपका वो केमिकल का भी ऑडिट करेगा, तो वहां पे आपको दिक्कतें आएगी बहुत सारी। तो ये सब चीजें ध्यान में रख के एक लेवल तक वो लोग अपने आप करते हैं, बाकी का उनको हमारे जैसे इंटरमीडिएट मैन्युफैक्चर की जरूरत पड़ती है।
Okay, got it. And sir, you know, two more things, as in at least one to start with. ये intermediaries चाइना से भी आते हैं कि इंडिया में ही ज्यादा बनते हैं? मतलब कैन यू जस्ट एक्सप्लेन दैट पार्ट ऑफ इट, कि चाइना से हमको कितना बेनिफिट मिला है बिकॉज ऑफ डिस्प्लेसमेंट और एनीथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट?
नहीं, चाइना में भी इंटरमीडिएट बनते हैं, इंडिया में भी इंटरमीडिएट बनते हैं। इंटरमीडिएट दो ही जगह बनते हैं ज्यादातर, यूरोप में भी बनते हैं, बट चाइना में ज्यादा बनते हैं, इंडिया में भी बहुत बनते हैं। बट anybody can get the position only based on their cost effectiveness, compliance in terms of quality management, on-time delivery, and long-term sustainability. These are the parameters which is count for your stake in the market. So AMI Organic is already, as per the FNS report, AMI Organic is already holding 80-90% of the stake of that market. It means that though there is a competition from China or in India, we are one of the best in that. So that's why we are getting the stake of that market.
तो हम स्ट्रैटेजी वाइज ऐसा क्या कर रहे हैं जिससे पूरा मार्केट ही कॉन्सेंट्रेट हो रहा है इन इंटरमीडिएरीज का?
मेरा स्ट्रेटेजी बिकॉज ऑफ आईपीओ ओपन हो गया है, एंड दैट स्ट्रेटेजी इज दैट अर्ली एंटरिंग इनटू द मार्केट, डेवलप वेरी फास्ट, wait for 5-8 years for maturing the product, and then once the product is on launching on generic stage, you will be the king of that product.
Okay, so we are the first movers in those products.
Always. And that is why we have up to 2035 expiry product we have right now developed and also commercialized.
Okay. तो सर राइट नाउ तो हमारा अभी रेवेन्यू का मिक्स देखे तो हमारा ज्यादातर इंटरमीडिएरी से 300 करोड़ आसपास आता है और बाकी हमारा स्पेशलिटी केमिकल्स और क्रैम से आता है। तो हम 3 साल बाद ये मिक्स कैसा होगा हमारे लिए?
ये 75-25% जैसा होगा।
तो जो हमने क्रैम्स और स्पेशलिटी केमिकल्स है वो 25 हो जाएगा और इंटरमीडिएरी से 75।
So let me ask this question a bit differently. What is the ambition for the future from here? What's your ambition? You know, you have taken a very long journey, 20 years doing this business, but where do you want to go from here?
See, in API, people say Divi's is icon. In intermediate, AMI Organic is already started like that, so we will be like that.
Divi's of intermediates.
Divi's. Okay. Got it, sir. Got it. So great, sir. So, you know, on your current balance sheet, you know, आपका अभी इतना जो ग्रॉस ब्लॉक है, पिछले 2-3 साल में आपने काफी एसेट्स ऐड किए हैं। मतलब आपका ग्रॉस ब्लॉक में देखूं तो इट वाज हार्डली 35 करोड़ इन 2017, अभी आज 200 करोड़ का ग्रॉस ब्लॉक है। तो ये जो ग्रॉस ब्लॉक जो आपने ऐड किया है, is it more towards intermediaries or is it more towards your the specialty products that you just spoke about very briefly?
Before Abhishek gave the answer, I just brief on that. See, specialty chemicals and pharma is an application of the chemistry, and that can be produced in any block. So there is no, the block cannot be identified as a pharma or intermediate or specialty chemicals. So it's a very fungible asset which can be utilized for anything. Rest Abhishek can give the answer on that. Abhishek.
Thanks. So we had expanded our capacity at Sachin GIDC site unit 1 in 2018-19, and that was the reason why gross block has improved by almost 40 crore in those financial years. And thereafter we constructed a separate R&D center, which earlier used to be in the same premises in a same building. Then we constructed it as at a different place, just 2 lanes away. And thereafter in 2021, March 31st, 2021, we acquired 2 business units from Gujarat Organics. And those 2 units are located, one is located at Ankleshwar and second one is located at Jagadia. And those 2 units bring us a very good portfolio of specialty chemical, wherein we can expand our chemistry into those areas such as personal care, agrochemical, petrochemical business. So that expands our chemical arm, which was earlier only 5% of the total revenue. Then it can grow up to 25% of the total revenue, as Naresh Bhai was mentioning. And that 2 asset bring us the very good spare capacity for our future production as well as the future growth. And that also brings us the very good amount of spare land available for any future kind of brownfield expansion. So this last 3-4 years of addition in the gross block not only gives us the growth but also for the future revenue requirement as well.
Okay, got it. So अभी हम करते हैं कुछ 350 करोड़ के आसपास टॉप लाइन किया है हमने लास्ट ईयर, राइट? कितना पोटेंशियल है करंट ग्रॉस ब्लॉक पे रेवेन्यू करने का?
See, in terms of revenue potential, we generally had an experience that with pharma and specialty chemical business, we can go up to around 3.5 to 3.7 times of the gross block as a revenue at a full capacity, and that is what we are expecting going forward as well.
Oh, okay. So 200 करोड़ का almost 650-700 करोड़ is what you're expecting from that kind of a gross block.
Yes.
Okay, got it. तो अभी कोई और केपेक्स है इन द पाइपलाइन कि अभी ये केपेक्स को पहले हम अच्छी तरह से यूटिलाइज करेंगे?
See, the capex is already done for our FY 23, 22 and 23, which is we are consolidating right now. But in pharma, you know very well that you have to be continuously do the capex for your upcoming growth. And for 24, 25, we may require some capex that will be decided later on when it times is came.
Okay. और सर जो हमारा जो एक्सपेंशन जो हमारा जो यूटिलाइजेशन होगा, तो are we looking more at export opportunity or are we looking at more India opportunity? What is the
our business is very well balanced between export and domestic, and that will be remain for upcoming years as well.
अच्छा, okay. अभी कितना स्प्लिट होगा सर एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट का?
Export 52 and domestic is 48.
Oh, okay. So you will
remain in the range of 50 to 55% as a percentage of sales for exports.
Okay, got it. But which one is better margin business, export or domestic?
In terms of margin, it's generally product specific and not the market specific. Generally, we have products which are giving us a very good margins in domestic as well, and products in the export are also giving us a margin. So that depends on the product mix, which kind of products are giving us a better margin.
Okay. So just one thing wanted to understand about the business. So आपने बोला कि you start developing the intermediary when the product gets into a clinical trial phase, right? Is when you start developing the intermediary. Now, when the product moves from phase 1, phase 2 to phase 3, you support the entire development process, right, sir? And then when the product becomes commercial, you then provide the scale manufacturing also. Is that the right way?
Let me correct here. Okay. There are 2 models. Model 1 is where we started supplying the molecule, as you say, that in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then we continue supporting them till it is mature and even till expiry, and then continue forward. So that is model 1. Whereas model 2 is the model from where our bigger volume of the product are coming, is that the other innovators with whom we are not a part of their clinical trial. In that sense, when we wait till the product goes into the later stage of clinical trial in phase 4 kind of thing, and then we look in that product and we develop the intermediate for that. And then this product we may be supplying to originator in later part, but mostly this molecule we supplying to generic player worldwide.
Okay.
So can you call your first model as CRO?
It's not a CRO kind of things, but it is, I can say, is like custom synthesis kind of things, and then later on it will be supported with the commercial supply.
Oh, sir, I was just trying to understand कि आप अपना revenue का annuity potential कितना है from the current molecules that we have. What is the annuity potential? Because the product will, what you're manufacturing will go on continuing for a few years till the time the product is, fully commercial. So what is, how do you classify that, in your revenue stream?
So I think what you want to understand is how much is the potential for our products, right? That is how you are coming from.
Yeah, so there are two parts. One is तो आपका existing molecules है जहाँ से आपको revenue आ रहा है, और दूसरा ये, और उसमें क्या होगा कि थोड़े साल के बाद वो जब when that molecule is replaced by something else, this revenue will basically die off. And then you have a second stream जो आपका ongoing new development हो रहा है जहाँ से आपको revenue आ रहा है. तो आप ये जरा हमको समझा सकते हैं कि how is this?
Vijay, you can share that slide.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. In the meantime, Rikin, if you have any other questions.
So just a minute, it's done.
Yeah.
So is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
So what we have done, just a minute, is we have segregated our product basket into three categories. Top row products, which are mentioned in blue bars, are the products which are existing product and going into a very big quantity for us in existing financials. Second row product, which are mentioned in green product, those are already been commercialized product, and those are already started going into a good quantity for us in last financial year. But now, since patent expiry of the end molecule is expected in next 1 or 2 years, those products are going to be very big for us and replace the top products which are mentioned in the first row. And the third row product are the product which are futuristic product. As we just mentioned, we develop products quite early and wait for those products to get patent expiry and launching by the generic player, and that product will generate revenue for us in future. So the first row product, which is aminoacetaldehyde dimethyl acetate, which goes into a end API of dolutegravir, wherein it is one of the top selling product and expected to grow at a CAGR of 27% going forward as well. So that product is expected to generate a good amount of growth in future. But the second, third product, which are trazodone and entacapone, those are the almost 8-10-year-old product. We are supplying it to originator as well as the generic players. So for those products, growth are now slowly reaching at the maturity and expected to grow at a CAGR of 5 to 6, 7% only. But to replace those products in terms of growth, we have second line products available, for which we have already commercialized those products in 2019, 20 and 21. They become a good revenue generator for us, around 10% of our total revenue. And for those products, we are expecting patent expiry in near future. So then those products will pick up and generate a CAGR of around 40%, 25 to 40% CAGR, and that will suffice the slowing demand of the top products. And then we have third row products, which are futuristic product, and we have those products wherein we have a patent expiry till 2035. So every year new products comes into the basket and slowly becomes a big revenue generator for us in future. And this gives us the confidence that we can grow at a good pace of CAGR around 20-25%. We used to grow in past. We will continue in future as well.
Got it, sir. And sir, ये जो आपने पहले बोला था कि top 5 clients form 44% of your revenue. So most of those top 5 clients would be having a revenue share from this product basket.
Yes, they are most of the customer through that these product lines.
Okay, got it.
But upcoming new products, they are not all our top 5 are not the part of these upcoming
Correct.
new products.
करेक्ट सो अपकमिंग सो जैसे जैसे बढ़ते जाएंगे वैसे वैसे आपका क्लाइंट का जो कंसंट्रेशन है वो डाइवर्सिफाई होती जाएगा.
हाँ, और each client is not only contributing one product. Each client has more than 5-6 product of some. One client in Finland is having 9 products, whereas in Italy client has 11 products. So
Right.
11 product cumulative making him a big client.
Got it, sir. Got it. Sir, any comparative company in India who is doing a similar kind of work that you guys are doing?
In peer point of view, listed point of view, no comparison. But I think Suven Business Standard is like us, but they are making also APIs. So, Artidra, in Reach, there are so many. Reach we try. Sorry, in RHP we try to list it out. Few
Some few of the
names
companies like
which are
Aarti
much more
Industries.
near to our chemistry and molecule.
Yeah. Sir, one thing I must appreciate, your RHP was very, very detailed. It was one of the most interesting RHPs that we have read in recent times, where you went through molecule by molecule and explained the entire market size, how big it is, and how big you are within that molecule. That was very, very enriching for us to understand as investors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Again, any questions?
Sir, I just wanted to understand, as a API player, who your clients are, for them, how much does an intermediary cost?
Okay. You are already having a lot of companies studied yourself, so you know that what is the segment of distribution of. We are on the bottom of the pyramid, and so for us is very low value compared to us. So in APIs, if it is an originator kind of company, then our contribution is not bigger than 10% or 5% to 10% in their API segment. But in generic, we are be somewhere around 15 to 18% kind of our contribution in that API. Raw material cost.
Sir, in the
Total cost of API, sorry, not raw material, total cost of API.
all right. So, sir, in the originator model, you could like easily take a price hike, right? Without it
No,
affecting.
it's not like that originator you will get the very high price benefit, because you also want to make your originator to penetrate in all 200 countries worldwide, and that can be only possible with support of the raw material supply chain. So, and also we are not originator ourselves, so we cannot have a leverage of getting bigger advantage, because originator already spent 20-30 years beyond we started our supplying, where they done so many module of that product, and then they done cost toxicological studies, and then efficacy, bioequivalency, then clinical trial cost. So they has to cover this cost. So they get the bigger margin on that. But as we are on the bottom of the supply chain, normally we are getting very good margin, but not that high. People are thinking like that.
So, sir, I have 2 more questions on what you said.
You can ask.
So, do we first plan to move up the value chain towards the API side, and second, on the raw material sourcing side, since like I'm assuming we don't have contracts. So then how do we pass it on, increase in raw materials like we saw the last quarter?
I have answer for both. Omni Organic is believing to remain in a strength of core strength, and our core strength is a chemistry and making chemicals. And in that, we already position ourselves as a brand in India and as well as in the world, and we continue in that. And second reason for not to go forward, because we don't want to compete with our own customers in the product which we are already selling to them. It is not a good idea to promote ourselves. In future, we may go for further new molecule development, but that is all in the core areas only. Whereas for raw material sustainability, Omni Organic is continuously working on backward integrations, and we have a dedicated cost monitoring department working very focusedly on each molecule. And since last 1 decade, we improve our import from 70 to only 27%, and in that only 18% we are buying from China. So by this way, we are more and more working on our cost, not only cost of the product, but also raw material sustainability. And as you say that how we can pass on our raw material cost to the customer, because we have in export, we have all long contract with us, and that gives us a very good visibility. And also contract has having a clause of raw material escalation is already part of the clause. So that in that case, if it is arise, then we will pass on easily to the buyer. Whereas for the long-term visibility, we are placing also long-term order of our raw material to our supplier. So this way we are securing our raw material impact of our final product. And whereas in domestic, we have 2 to 3 months of visibility in or domestic is always spot purchase. And when there is a spot purchase, you have a liberty of also calculating current price of raw material. So in that sense, we give our offer based on the current price, and by this way we are securing our product price and margin.
Okay, got it. So another question was, sir, what are we doing on the process side? Like, I believe we have 8 patents filed. So how is it giving us an edge over, other intermediary players?
See, basically process patent filing only to avoid the competition. That's it, and that we are focusing on the same.
Okay.
सर किसी भी टाइम पे आपका जो नया फॉर्मुलेशंस जो आप बनाते हो उसका कितना लंबा ये लाइन होता होगा जिसमें से आप फिर चूज करते हो? Is there anything like that?
So we make from very 0 to n-1, and then we allow our API manufacturer to choose one of them. Okay. If we only fix with one, then it will be you may get sometime, you may not get sometime. But if you want everybody in the basket, then you have to make from 0 to 1, n-12 to n-1, and then depend on the company and depend on the availability, urgency of the API manufacturer. They choose either n-12, n-5, n-2, n-1.
Got it. Great, sir. So, yeah, Rikin.
So, sir, in the last year, we have heard a lot of China plus one commentary from various pharma players. So, sir, what would you like to add to the same? And what have you been hearing from your customers, encouraging things wise?
See, my customer are always, any customer in the world is having, they want to have supply chain consistent and without any panic. So they are normally, like if I can give an example of European Union manufacturers, they normally keep geographically two such different geographic vendors. So there is always China is there and India is there. And then they will be go for one more if they want from Europe or maybe from India or maybe from China. So these are how they normally try to diversify their risk of supply chain. And in that case, AMI Organics is always positioned higher because we are already holding 80-90% market of that segment. So for AMI Organics, China is not a threat, but China is, we are already defeating China in our segment. In compared to rest of the world market, or I can say in India, China plus one, that is a good strategy. And this is just recently people have started thinking on that. But you cannot get that opportunity in a one day because you need to have the infrastructure, technology, capability like China, or at least you should have that capability already installed. Then only you can immediately get an advantage. If I say today that, okay, I can have an advantage of China, it is not true because I don't have the technology and I don't have the infrastructure for that. So I should be honest to my people and my customer that, okay, there is opportunities there, but it needs time to make that opportunity to encase.
One question, it's kind of a bit bothering to me is that कि, इतना potential है आपके current gross block में revenue करने का, तो आपको actually IPO करने की तो जरूरत पड़ती नहीं. Basically, you would have made enough EBITDA or let's say operating cash flow to repay your borrowings as well as grow. Then
there are so many companies in India who had not came in IPO like Hetero Drugs. They are still privately held company and they are very big. It is up to you decide when to enter in the market. There are, see, market entering in the market, it not means that you want to have something or But entering the market is making you and giving a message that you are one of the highest compliance facility, not only in terms of KMS, but even in statutory compliance and highest corporate governance inside the company. That will give you another image to the customer and the market as well. And we done 17 years of lot of time invested to bring this company at this level. So it is now right time to go into the market and promote ourselves as a very good company in our segment.
Okay. Okay. Got it, sir. So bottom line is that कि sir आप लोग अभी भी intermediary space ज़्यादा focus करोगे, and then from this point onwards you will also focus on specialty chemicals. Sir,
So
any
17 साल से जो काम किया वही करना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से.
right. So specialty
just-
chemicals के ऊपर कुछ और आप details दे सकते हो कि वहाँ पे क्या plan है, मतलब you know since you have also acquired those two entities, those two units,
So-
वहाँ पे क्या plan है?
गुजरात ऑर्गेनिक्स का एक्विजिशन जो किया है वो it's a very strategic investment. It is not blind investment we had done in that. Basically, our own chemistry is a very good application in specialty chemistry, but it is going at a very slow pace at around 5% annually, which we want to grow faster. So we try to find out any inorganic possibility available in the market or not. And then we find Gujarat Organics is the best option. There are three major reasons for which we acquired Gujarat Organics. One is they had a very good product pipeline. It is application in cosmetic, personal care, agrochemical. And then very importantly, they had developed one catalyst, which is very useful for petroleum industry for making polypropylene. And it is a very, very good catalyst. They also hold the patent for that. And where they recently developed, and they got the very big petroleum industry in India. Everybody knows them. So they are already their client on that. Apart from that, they had a very huge capacity available because of the establishment of a new plant in Jagadia in 2019. So this free capacity can be immediately utilized by AMI Organics, not only to backward integration of ourselves, but also potential of their own product can be grow very easily in that segment. And third and important thing, you know, in India, put up a new plant. It will having 2 to 3 years only go for environment clearance and the site approvals and this kind of government requirement. Whereas Gujarat Organics has a 16,000 square meter kind of land is already got all these approval. So that can be easily utilized by Omega for future expansion. It's a very strategic, very, very importantly decision taken. We have a lot of options available, but we find Gujarat Organics is the best option for us.
Got it, sir. So yeah, it's apparent that you know you actually borrowed money to buy this company. It must have been very mouth watering for you guys to really look at this company at that point of time.
Yeah, because they, as per the GSTR return, they already doing 106 crore revenue. So, and they are in the profit. So
Yeah.
only as an entrepreneur, I can only do the foolish thing is not to buy that.
Yeah. Got it. Sir, what is the price at which you bought that company?
93 crore.
Oh, lovely. Okay. That's good. So अभी यहाँ से you said that you know current gross block पे हम इतना grow कर सकते हैं and long term opportunity, you are saying that you know 25% will be specialty, 75% will be intermediaries. So the focus remains pretty clear. Over the next few years, you will also actually repay. You'll repay the debt right away. तो मतलब यहाँ से और ज़्यादा expansion basically is what you'll be doing over the next couple of years basically. Rikin, any more questions that you have?
I just wanted to understand, sir, जब हमारा 3.5-3.7x gross asset turnover होगा unlock, तो वहाँ पे margin expansion का scope क्या है?
See, in terms of margin, if you see our financial for last 5-6 financial year, we have been expanding our margins at a gross material level, a gross level. And that is because we have put in a lot of effort in terms of all the products we monitor on a monthly basis and see if there is a possibility of any kind of supply chain improvement or yield improvement or backward integration kind of thing. And that we are doing for all the products, and that is given us a very good results for past few financial year, and that is a continuous process we are going to do in future as well. So we can definitely expect similar kind of margin expansion going forward as well. Plus, we have new products coming in our product basket every year, 2-3 products, and which are generally better value realizing products as compared to the older products. And these also gives us the margin expansion every year. This trend is definitely expected to continue in future also.
Right. So, Tejas sir.
सर अभी थोड़ा फाइनेंशियल्स पे और थोड़ा बात करेंगे. वन इज कि यू नो वर्किंग कैपिटल डेज हम देखें तो काफी लॉन्ग है, मतलब अबाउट 103 डेज है. यू नो इज देयर एनी प्लान टू रिड्यूस दैट टाइम लेंथ, और इज दिस द बेस्ट दैट वी कैन डू?
just आपको एक I would like to highlight one thing. We acquired Gujarat Organics business as on 31st March 2021 on a slump sale basis. So all the assets, including fixed asset, working capital, inventory, debtor, and creditor, becomes part of our balance sheet as on 31st March 21. So out of those total debtors, 14.5 crore debtors are acquired from Gujarat Organics, for which we have not generated any kind of sale. So if we remove that in debtors, if we remove 14.5 crore debtor we acquired from Gujarat Organics, the debtor becomes 103 crore. And our last quarter gross revenue was around more than 100 crore only. So it is 90 days debtors only. Similarly, is the case with inventory as well as creditors also.
Got it, sir. Got it. So basically a 25, Vikin, they do about how much? 25% ROCE business?
In FY21, ROC was 25.3%, which includes the additional debt we raised for Gujarat Organics business acquisition. That was 65 crore, and EBITDA generated for that business was 0. Still, we got the 25.3% ROC.
Okay. So as you repay this debt down through this IPO process, obviously your capital employed will still remain the same, but you will be growing your revenue, so your ROC should increase further. Is what you're saying?
Right.
Got it, sir. Sir, anything? So it looks very, very promising, very rosy going forward, and you've already done you've covered a lot of ground over the last 15-17 years. Anything that you can think of which can go wrong? Any past experiences where you had you faced challenges in your business? If you can explain, how did you overcome those challenges, and anything what can go wrong for the business from this point onwards?
See, only one risk is that any chemical industry is having accidental risk first of all. Then there is a pandemic kind of things. But in last 17 years, AMI Organic is continuously growing. Okay. And we had not seen any issues in terms of any business interruption or any business loss kind of things, because we place ourselves in a such a way that always we cover all the risks which is possible for any product related issues or anything. So in that sense, we are always keeping ourselves in a top position, and that is the reason why we could able to grow at this same level. In terms of even I can say that in last 17 years, we have a zero violation in environment, which is you will not find any company in India, chemical company, having this kind of track record, which is we had focused very well, and we keep ourselves in highest standard in terms of all statutory compliance, not only environment or in a labor or in factory inspectoral or any other kind of, even in taxation kind of things also. So this is we try to keep ourselves up to mark, but then you never know what happened tomorrow. But visibly, we don't see any issues in terms of the growth hindrance for the next couple of years for us.
So how did you guys perform during the 2008 crisis, the 2012 में crisis हुआ, 2017 के बाद हुआ problem? How did you guys perform during those?
We are always conservative in raising the dates, and that is the strength of AMI Organics. Crisis is always bring you not to pay your installments and interest and all, and AMI Organic is always conservative in dates, very conservative. And we are all people, the employment is also, we have more than 500 people now, but who I joined in 2004, they are still our employee. And we have personal turnover is only 2%. So you can understand we are very culture, very family kind of people, and though we have a corporate governance, everything is management, one-to-one management kind of things, but people are very good in terms of their responsibility as well.
Got it, sir. Great. Rikin, any more questions that you have?
No, I think we've covered it really well.
Yeah, I think it was a very enriching discussion, sir. I think we are done with our questions. It was a very enriching discussion. A very unique company, Ami Organics, which is coming to the market, and we hope that your IPO does really well, sir, on the bourses. And all the best for your business in the future as well, sir.
Thank you very
All
much.
the
Thank
best.
you
Thank
to
you.
you all,
Thank
and have a good evening and have a happy Janmashtami to you all.
Yeah, wish you the
You
same.
hope that we had given fair and honest answers to you, and now you guys look yourself. Thank you very much for that. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.